The condominium market in Miami-Dade County is going to collapse, and in this video I'm going to give you my opinion, where I see things going, and what is the data telling us. And the first thing we have to do is look at March 2024 versus March 2023. When we look at closed sales, it's actually down 22.5%. Cash sales are down 8.7%. The median sales price actually went up 11.3%, making the median sales price of a condominium $445,000, which I have my opinion of why that's still holding up. Dollar volume went down 19.7%. Active inventory actually shot up 39.4%, and current inventory shot up to a staggering 74.5%, making it 8.2 months of inventory. Now, why is it important that I bring up the months of inventory? Well, basically anything above 6 is considered a buyer's market, anything below is considered a seller's market. So it's a supply and demand gauge, and anything that's at 6 months, it's a balanced market. Now, why haven't we seen the median sales price drop yet? That's the only thing that hasn't adjusted, and there's a couple things that you have to consider. Number one, who are the people that are buying these condominiums historically? It's been a lot of investors, international, elderly people that are moving down here to retire, and basically snowbirds and Airbnb and you name it, they're coming down here and buying in Florida, specifically in South Florida. The other thing is that we have to take in consideration is that they are most of the time buying all cash, and if they're not buying all cash, you're putting a very large down payment, because in order to buy in Florida, if the association does not have reserves, they're going to have to put 20 to 30% down. If they have reserves, which almost none of them do, which goes into another problem I'm going to go into, but those people have very stable income. They bought the place, they own it, they may have a pension, they may have investments, businesses, and there may not be that much urgency in the marketplace to sell at this present moment. So we got to keep that in mind. But I think all that is going to change very quickly. And for example, the insurance market right now is making it very difficult for these condo associations to renew their insurance policies, because if these buildings are not meeting up to new code and legislation that just got passed because of what happened in Surfside, for example, they cannot do deferred maintenance, they have to fix the roof, plumbing, pool, all these issues. They have to bring the building up to standards in order for the building to insure them. So a lot of these homeowners that live within these condos, their association fees are shooting up 100, 200, even 500% or even more. And actually, if you live in the state of Florida and you're going through this, please drop in the comments down below. I'd love to know how much your association is or how much it's gone up by. And just to give you an example, right behind me, that yellow building, the association is roughly $1,600 a month. So I don't know how people can afford it, but they're paying. And that's just one of the variables. Another thing that most people are not looking at is how much inventory is coming online. There's a bill that got passed called the Live Local Act, which basically speeds through the zoning process to allow more affordable housing. We have a major affordability problem here in South Florida, and that bill, the whole goal of that bill is to create more affordable homes, but it's going to increase density. It's going to basically incentivize developers to build more by increasing density in these developments, and that's the only way that the numbers are going to pencil out. But because new inventory will be coming online, it's going to create more competition for these condominium owners, especially the ones that are renting, because now there's going to be more supply out there. The next thing that we want to take in consideration is, aside from Live Local, existing supply that's coming on. So there's a lot of short-term rental developments that are coming on, a lot of luxury developments in Brickell and across South Florida, and that supply that's expected to be coming online or breaking ground pretty soon, that's going to start flooding the market. So those condo owners that, number one, they can't sell their place because of what's happening with financing, it's very difficult. Well, they're going to have to face all this competition of new inventory coming online, which I think at some point, when the economy goes a different direction, and I suspect when the employment rate starts dropping and people start getting laid off, we're going to start seeing more pressure in the marketplace. And especially when it comes to those elderly people or those who live on fixed income who just cannot keep up with the cost of living, they're going to get priced out, and the urgency is going to hit very quickly. And once that urgency is there, which at any moment when these numbers come out, I'm going to see it and it's going to happen, we're going to see condo prices dropping. Now, what do I think about all this long term? I think that Florida is still a very hot market, specifically Miami-Dade County. There's a lot of people moving here still. I don't know how long they're going to move until something changes in the marketplace, but for now, they're moving down here. Apple just opened up another office here. We had Goldman Sachs. Recently, I just read an article that they're expanding their footprint here in South Florida. So Miami long term, it's going to continue growing. Will the condominium market make it through this? I don't think so. I think they're going to go through a very rough patch, especially with all these things that are happening, all these new requirements. At some point, there's going to be an adjustment in the marketplace. It's going to level off, but I think we're just in the start of what's going to happen. So I predict within the next 3 to 5 years, the condo market should adjust. But who knows? Maybe it gets so bad here in the state of Florida, the government's going to have to step in and rescue these people. Who knows? Or maybe developers start coming in, buying out these residents living in these condominiums. It's already happening. So that's one thing that we have to take a look at. So there's a lot of different things that we've got to keep our eyes peeled and alert. But long term, my projection, I think in the coming months, towards the end of the year, condo prices are going to drop, especially if people are looking to buy right now. They're going to have to negotiate fierce, because this is the time to do it, or ask for some type of seller concession. You can get away with it now. Sellers are going to be more open to giving you some type of closing cost coverage or whatever it is that you may be looking for. So keep that in the back of your mind. If you're looking to buy here in South Florida, especially in condominiums, the opportunity is there. But if you enjoyed this type of content, you found some value from it, or maybe you're going through this currently in your own condominium, drop in the comments down below. And what are you waiting for? Give me a follow.